happy Friday or Saturday or whenever you are watching us. Welcome to Low Country Spotlight. I'm your host, Margie Pizarro. So happy that you have chosen this station or this YouTube video to watch to see about some of the wonderful things we have going on in Low Country. We're so excited to welcome you to our back to school edition of Low Country Spotlight. Let's have a round of applause for all of the children, whether you are in pre-K or whether you're in elementary school or middle school or high school or whether you're going to college. Welcome back to school. Go back and do wonderful things. As I've told my children every day this week, specifically my daughter who's in college, go be great. That's what we should be telling our kids. And we have some tips that you can use to help your children to go be great. We have in the studio first up our resident household engineer extraordinaire, Miss Jessica Baker. So Jessica, welcome to Low Country Spotlight.
Thanks.
Girl, are you happy that school is back in session?
Oh, yes. I never really understood. I grew up on the West Coast, and my parents' anniversary is the end of August.
Okay.
And as we were growing up as kids, my parents said, "Oh, you don't have to give us anything for our anniversary, because Labor Day is just around the corner, and you're going back to school." I understand that now.
Yes, I get that. You know, I haven't had a back to school transition for younger kids in a long time. Alexis Pizarro is in college, thank the Lord.
Yes.
So I haven't had a back to school transition, whether it's, you know, a child going to elementary school or middle school or whatever. First off, tell us about the ages of your kids and tell us the grades that we're going to.
Nikki is 6 and she's going into the first grade.
Okay.
Which is that all important. We're going to start reading, although she's very advanced with her reading, so she's good there.
Okay.
And Curtis is 8 and he's in the 3rd grade.
Okay, so you've got the transition from summer and the lack of schedule or whatever, you can correct me, all of the potential lack of organization that goes on with the summer to now being in the throes of 2 elementary school students. Okay. At first blush, how are you coping and what have you done to start that transition?
Well, I do have to admit I didn't do the transition as well as I would have liked to this year.
Okay.
Because Curtis is autistic. Usually what we like to do is kind of, you know, ease him into the transition.
Yeah.
I mean, we try to do our best to keep a strict bedtime schedule at 8 o'clock for both of them because it just helps them to get their sleep. By 8 o'clock, it's time for them to go to bed.
Yeah.
For a number of reasons.
Yeah.
And then just to help them get the sleep they need and all that kind of stuff. But now it's the early morning alarms going off at 5:45.
Wow. Okay, well, tell us what you did during the summer, just some of your activities so we can get a picture of what you're transitioning from and what you're transitioning to.
Well, we spent the summer at home. We would just go out and we did a lot of geocaching, which is basically a real life treasure hunt, which is fun for the kids to do. We took some trips with when relatives were in town and just went to various like the national parks and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun and very educational, and actually my kids really enjoyed it. And then we do a lot with our church with VBS, Vacation Bible School. We did a huge one at our church, and then 2 weeks later, we just finished one the week prior to school.
Wow.
We did another one as a mission outreach out in Ridgeville.
Okay.
So it was jam-packed.
Yeah, jam-packed of activities. And did you have a strict bedtime at that point? Did you have a strict bedtime and a strict wake-up time? Were you acting kind of like school is in session without really acting like school is in session?
Well, it sort of, but not really. Like we try to get the kids to bed at 8.
Okay, and that's during the summer too. Okay.
And in the summer, it's more like, okay, we'll push it to 8:30 if necessary. If there's activities that push us closer to 9, well, that's okay. Like we, both the VBSs that we did were nighttime VBSs.
Oh, wow.
So this, you know, we were done by 8:45 at night. And so, of course, I didn't get to bed till like 9:30. And then we slept in the next morning because we were all exhausted from all the craziness. But it's always been our goal to try to get them to bed as close to 8 o'clock as possible.
Okay. So at least with regard to that, the bedtime, that has been kind of consistent, you know, throughout the summer. So that may not have presented as much of a challenge, would you say, for the transition?
No, it's the getting up time.
Okay, let's talk about that. You know, so you're going, what time did you all get up during the summer?
Well, the kids tend to get up, it's between 6 and 7.
Okay.
Sometimes we have to tell them literally you may not get out of bed and come downstairs until 7 or 7:30 because we're too exhausted. But they, because of schedule, because school is you know, we have to get up at 5:45.
Yeah.
The bell schedule for Dorchester District 2 is 7:15.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Some of the kids that get on buses are on buses by
In the
6.
dark. Yeah. In the dark. Yeah.
In the
I
dark.
remember that.
So
yeah.
you have to get up really early. And
Wow.
so Curtis and Nikki are almost accustomed to being up by 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Every morning.
Yeah.
So,
but during the summer, I'm sure, like you said, like, do not come downstairs, and I mean that, right?
Yes. You will have Xbox time taken away if you come downstairs.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Okay. So at least with regard, but this is the thing that I think I find so fascinating. Children, you know, even if they want to get up at 6 o'clock, they'll do it so willingly. But then when that alarm goes off and it's actually a requirement that they get up at 6 o'clock, it's a big problem. Is that correct?
Oh yeah. First day of school, we were kind of, you know, the kids transitioned to a brand new school that's actually just finished.
Okay.
Like literally they got their occupancy to the building on Friday. School started Monday.
Wow.
So it was crazy.
Yeah.
And so we didn't know how Curtis was going to transition to a new building, not being familiar with it. Change can be very difficult for an autistic child. It can be difficult for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so we were a little nervous. We went to meet the teacher on Sunday. Monday morning, usually we have to drag him out of bed.
Okay.
Bam!
He was ready.
Snapped up out of bed and woke his sister up, and she was all, "Mom, he woke me up." And it's like, but you have to get up. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
The rest of the week, no. We've had to, you know, pretty much drag him out of bed because it's too early.
Wow.
He says. So they're still transitioning to that, but they'll be all right. They'll get it.
Yeah. And what are some of the other things that you've gotten that you've had to get back into the routine of in terms of, in addition to bedtime and wake up time?
One of the things that you have to do for most elementary is that you have to sign off on all sorts of things and check their homework and stuff like that. And so it's, okay, you can't throw the backpack down on the floor. You can't start opening your stuff in the car because then your sheets get everywhere. And at the beginning of school, there's so much paperwork that you have to fill out.
Yeah.
And so it can get misplaced really easily. So we're trying to get them into the routine of, okay, you come in from the car, you hang your backpack up, you give me your folder then so I can sit down and read it.
Yeah.
Sign off on your behavior things, help them with the homework, all that kind of stuff. And so working into that routine is something we have to get a hold of again.
So this is a real big issue. It's a really big transition.
It is.
Okay. And you have to be able to do it the right way. Sounds like you're all on the right track.
We're trying.
Don't go anywhere. You don't move, and you don't move. We got more Low Country Spotlight coming up. Jessica's going to talk to us a little bit more about some of the other ways she's had to transition, she and her family getting back into the swing of school. And then we also have a college student, Matthew Boone, who's going to be right up, and he's going to talk about how he's making a transition from wilding out over the summer to going back to school and finishing up his senior year at Claflin University. Don't go anywhere. We got more Low Country Spotlight coming right up.